We got a lot of quality players coming back, particularly on offense, led by Brooke, and then so that's always comforting. We have maybe the best group of linemen that we've had on offense right now, but we still have some things from last year probably kept us from sort of breaking through that we need to take care of. It's a little bit unpredictable when you go into each season, how your new guys are going to react, and you just hope you have the leadership on the team to bring those guys along, because they're going to be really pivotal for us coming into the season, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, where we're going to have a lot of young faces. And one of the reasons why I'm optimistic is I think we do have as good a leadership. Both of these guys are captains and leaders on each side of the ball for us, and we have a couple of more. And those are the guys that are really responsible for really what goes on in the summer, how many guys are sticking around, and the focus with which they're getting things done, bringing along the younger kids, kind of setting the standard for the program. And last year we struggled in those areas a little bit. We didn't defensively we kind of lost our identity a little bit, maybe because of some injuries, and then we had some things that probably kept us from being one of the elite teams, which is where we want to be. We got to fix our turnover ratio thing. For 3 years we were the least penalized team in the league, and then last year we had some penalties that some preventable things. And so when you do the same, kind of prepare the same way, and year in and year out, and some of these things sort of rear their heads, you sort of scratch your own head and wonder where it came from. But I think those are the things that some of the things that we want to address, and then continuing to emphasize toughness and within the program, and consistency, and the leadership aspect of it. But getting back to the complexion of our team, I mentioned offensively, we have returning freshman of the year at running back, Devontae Turner, and then his backup was all conference, Kobe. So our tight end was first-team All-American, Seth Abear. I mentioned our offensive line. We have actually 4 offensive linemen that have starting experience, led by Derek Pooney, who couldn't play last year because of injury. So he had a medical red shirt last year. Jake Heckler and Nick Warren were both starters for us last year. And then, receiver is going to be the question mark. We lost 4 or 5 really quality receivers last year through graduation, but we have some talented guys there. And Bolsey's got to bring them along, and he's had a lot of them around in the summer to work with. Kerryon Parker he's probably one of the more talented kids in the league in terms of his size and speed. And then we got a kid named Shea Wyatt and Cam Brown. They're new faces that have to come along. So defensively, Austin's our leader on that side of the ball, him and a kid named Mike Tannehill, and one of our other linebackers. And we have some playing experience back on that side of the ball, but not a lot. We got couple guys coming back from injury that'll help us out on the defensive line. Ubong Udom is a kid that played and started early and got hurt early. Jeff Holsinger and Mike Moana on the defensive line, and we have some experience in the secondary with Cody Bell and Franklin Hunt. Special teams wise, that's a definite bright spot for us as we return. It's probably the best punter in the country right now, because I think the Emporia kid graduated. Our guy was a half yard behind him in the national stats, Zach Davidson, and then Alex Langer's a real quality kicker. We returned there. So Garrett Klein's our long snapper. We got to replace him from a year ago, and he was outstanding. So we got to find a guy there. But all in all, we got the makings. We just got to fix some of the things that have been liabilities for us in the past, and move forward. And we have an easy game to start off with at Fort Hays. So we'll see how that goes, and then get into the meat of our schedule after that.
Coach, why aren't you playing Northwest at Arrowhead?
It's our home game, so it's always a trade-off. in terms of, playing that game there. There's a lot of upside to it. We've done it before. A lot of our kids have done it. So it's a good experience, but you are taking away a home game. It's our home game. And so if you play your cards right, you hope a lot's on the line and we can break that conference attendance record at our place again.
Brooke, what have you been doing to maybe take the next step with your game in addition to kind of working with those new receivers?
It's kind of just been getting those young guys into our offense a little bit and kind of, getting them more apt to the plays and routes and stuff. Working a lot on timing with those guys. It's just that's really what's key right there with those young guys, is working on timing and making sure that if I want something done a certain way on how they run a route, they get it, or if they're more comfortable doing something a certain way, then I can work on throwing it at a certain time just to get them a little bit ahead with that. But mainly, like I said, just a lot of it's been like timing stuff, and then working on their routes.
Do you feel like Seth could have a huge breakout year? He's kind of been almost underrated in certain aspects of the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. He plays with the chip on his shoulder. He always does. And even with the All-American status that he has now, I think it's still just going to push him to be even better than he was last year. And he's been working his tail off, and I know he's going to be even better than he was last year.
Austin, what's kind of the point of emphasis for the defense this year?
Like kind of what Coach mentioned on a few different times, we had a lot of young guys last year. We still got some young guys this year. But what I'm excited about is some of those young guys have that experience now. They're going to be able to mature, start to have those breakout seasons. So I think we have a ton of potential there. But like you said, it's going to be the little things. It's going to be the details, bringing it all together throughout camp and into these first few games and making sure we start strong. We just want to try and keep other offenses off the field as much as we can and give the ball back to our high-powered offense, because we know regardless, they got so many weapons on offense that they should score a lot of points. So if we do our job, we can hopefully get out there and win a lot of ball games.
Coach, with a year under your belt managing Devontae and Kobe as a tandem, how does that comfort going into this year? Is there any changes with that rotation, or is that kind of a tried and true system there?
Pretty good. And, going into our season last year, obviously neither one of them had much playing experience. Kobe was hurt the year before, so he had 0. You need 2 quality players. When you have 2 quality players, it's really an advantage because we play pretty fast. And so, you really need 2 guys at every spot so you can rotate guys in and out. And they feed off each other. They're friends. They understand that they're both, important. So they're competitive from the standpoint of, when they get in there, they want to play well, and they're still trying to beat each other out to some extent. But they're both really good receivers out of the backfield, which, considering the youth of our inexperience of our receivers, could play an important role early in the season, bringing those guys along too.
Brooke, 3,800-yard passing season does a lot to shed the title of the youngest Bowles brother. So do you just feel even more confident going into this season, knowing that people know who you are basically for your own game, and kind of you definitely put kind of the league on notice last year with your stats and everything?
I think a lot that just goes into it is just the fact that I've been in the system for a while now, and I feel a lot more comfortable. Coach Mack and Coach Boda both give me a really good leeway and let me kind of do my thing out there. If I see something that I don't like, I can change the play and kind of just move along with things. But no, I don't think that it's gonna play a factor in it. I think it'll just push me to be even better than I was last year.
Austin, I have a quick question for you. This is pretty remarkable, and that you are, if I understand it right, you're the leading returner in tackles for loss, and sacks. That's pretty awesome. Might be an understatement just to call you a leader on the defensive side, but and this is for both Austin and Brooke. What have you guys done as a team this season or this off season? Do you have a very intense off-season program that obviously has to be administered by the players for the most part? What have you guys done this summer to prepare for this 2018 season?
Yeah, so summer, like you said, in Division II, it is very voluntary to an extent. But the last couple summers, we've seen increasing numbers start to show up down in Warrensburg. But it does take a lot of help from us older guys. A lot of us live off campus. We kind of, if younger guys need a place to stay, we always encourage them to get in contact with us, and we kind of open up our doors and make it happen, whether they get a couch or a bed or a sleeping bag, whatever it may be. But yeah, this summer I think we had more guys than we've ever had in the 4 years that I've been down the summer in Warrensburg. So that's huge. That's younger guys through older veterans. So everybody's excited. Everybody's hungry. Wants to work hard. They're buying into our team goals and what we want to accomplish this season. So yeah, nobody's really satisfied yet, and I think that's one thing that's driving everybody to work really hard. And we definitely saw that this summer. It's always hot during the summer. It's maybe those hot workouts when it's 110 degrees out, it feels like on the turf, it's not the most fun thing to do, but everybody's there showing up and getting it done. So I think it'll definitely pay off this year.